We asked students 21 questions to get to know them, their program, and their experience at Salus University. Here's what they had to say. What's your name?
Brooke Justis.
Where are you from?
I am from the Eastern Shore of Virginia.
What program are you in?
I'm an optometry scholars.
Why did you want to pursue this career?
So when I was young, I'm from a very rural area on the Eastern Shore, and to get healthcare is you've got to travel a pretty good ways to get quality healthcare. So I knew I wanted to do medicine based on that fact, and I knew seeing my family kind of travel an hour or so just for like dialysis treatment, I knew I wanted to do medicine. And it took me a little bit to kind of figure out what I wanted to pursue. I tried to think of the practitioners and the providers that I saw myself, and the one that I felt the most comfortable with was going to my optometrist. So from then on, I shadowed, I learned, and I just kind of got more excited about pursuing optometry. So here I am now.
Why did you choose Salus?
Definitely for the scholars program is unique to Salus. No other place I applied had this. So to be done in 3 years was a good pull for me to come over here. And it's also pretty close to Virginia, I think the closest optometry school. And I knew I didn't want to go too far from my family because I'd already done that in undergrad.
What have you discovered about your subject area as a grad student that you wish you knew as an undergrad student?
I wish I knew the different subspecialties of optometry. I feel like when I first started, I just thought it's primary care. I'm just going to see eyes, give glasses, and that's it. I didn't realize there's neuro-optometry, there's binocular vision, there's low vision. And I wish I known that at the time, just because I think it would have got me more excited about what I'm doing, because I love learning about these different specialties now.
What do you feel is unique about your program at Salus?
I think the fact that it's a 3-year optometry program itself is pretty unique. I love having a small class as well. There's only about 12 of us, and it's nice to be so close with people who are with you the whole way through, because everyone understands what we're going through together, and we get to be friends along the way and also be each other's support along the way.
What clinical experience has made an impact on you thus far at Salus?
So every Tuesday I go to our Norristown clinic, and it's mostly Spanish speaking, and I am not fluent by any means. I do not know much, but to go there and try and learn to work with the Spanish I do know in a medical setting, and seeing the happiness of my patients, just that I'm trying to learn their language and trying my best to give them a exam that's in their first language. I think just seeing how happy that makes patients kind of shows me, as long as I'm trying and doing my best to make my patients happy and showing that I care about them, they will always leave very excited to come back, and that makes me happy.
Have you had any discouraging or especially triumphant moments in the classroom or clinic?
I think my most triumphant, and this might be kind of specific. So we're learning clinical binocular indirect ophthalmoscopy. And it's kind of hard at first when you're first learning. And you kind of just take a look in the back of the retina, and it's really hard to kind of angle yourself right and see everything correctly. And it was the first time that I just kind of took my lens, looked in, and I saw the retina in its entirety, and I kind of could move and see the very edges. I was so excited. It's I can do this. I can see it now. I understand. And that was one of my most exciting times, I think.
What's been your favorite class so far?
My favorite would be, I think, neuro exam and imaging. What I really like about it is it does show neuro and how it affects our eyes, but it also taught me kind of the other aspects of your patients that kind of can pinpoint to you what's going on with them. So they might have issues understanding their environments. You can kind of figure out, well, what lobe of the brain would be the culprit, and then how does that help me with any diagnoses optometrically? And I think that was really interesting to see how it all works together.
Have you had any eureka moments in the classroom or clinic?
I feel like there's also, when I saw BIO for the first time, the first kind of look in the retina, because then also when I'm in clinic and you finally see something in your patient and you're like, oh, I can notice this, I can appreciate this now. That was also kind of a eureka moment, I think, in the taking that practice clinical into my real patients.
Are you a part of any clubs or groups on campus?
So I am the treasurer for our student council for optometry scholars. And through that, I am one of the biggest things I did was we tried to get our scrubs together. And I was kind of organizing payments and who's going to have what and what checks do I give out for reimbursement, stuff like that.
What's your favorite study snack?
I love sweets. I eat anything that has sugar in it to study. I love chocolate, especially. Like, I'm really obsessed with Hershey bars when I'm studying right now. I just need like a big Hershey bar.
What's your study strategy?
I have to write and rewrite and revise my notes over and over again. I'm not really someone who can just sit there and read it and be like, okay, got it. I need to write it down. Well, what does this mean in this way? Or like for neuro, I'll draw out pathways again. So I really like to write. I have like whiteboards filled. I've got papers all over my desk just to write and write and write until it gets stuck in my brain.
Where's your favorite spot to study on campus?
In the library, they have these little, I don't know how to describe them, like kind of like square couches. And like in the middle, they have like these like little cushions and you can sit in there, and I just feel like I'm kind of in my own space, but it's so comfy and cozy. So I like to kind of just sit there and kind of take in my notes and learn there.
What advice would you offer a peer who might be struggling in a specific subject or class?
Ask for help. Don't be afraid to ask for help. It could be through your friends, it could be a teacher or a tutor. Just don't leave it all up to yourself, because that just puts more pressure on you as well. I think if you are willing to make the effort to say, hey, I don't understand this. Do you understand this? You will be able to not only learn what you need to learn, but you might also be able to learn even more, because now you have that discourse with someone else. You can kind of talk it through. So I think just ask for help. Don't be too proud to do that.
How have you felt supported as a student and an individual while enrolled at Salus?
Definitely supported as a student with my class. Again, the Scholars Program is only 12 of us, so we all really understand how we think, how we learn, what stress we're going through, because we all have the same thing. So it's great to have that group of 12 to just kind of text and be like, hey, like this is really hard for me, and someone else can be like, I understand, like this is what I'm doing. And then also personally, the Center for Personal and Professional Development, I've been seeing them on a bi-weekly basis right now, just for personal. And that's been so helpful for me, for my life outside of optometry school as well.
Where's your favorite place to chill between classes, on campus or in the community at large?
So between classes, the White Horse, I think it's Coffee and Creamery. That place is so cute. I love to get like a snack and a coffee. Sometimes I'll revise my notes, sometimes I'll just hang out. So I like to go there when I can.
How has going virtual impacted your learning experience?
So for me, I've loved virtual. The Scholars Program itself is unique in that we do have a lot of virtual already when starting out before COVID. And I live in South Philly at the time, so I like having the flexibility of watching the lectures when I can and not feeling like I have to stay on campus. I can go home when I need to. So I think virtual has really helped me balance better this grad school life and my life independently of school.
What's the first thing you want to do once the pandemic is over?
I want to travel out of the country. I was supposed to go to Switzerland. I had this huge trip planned, and then COVID happened, so I couldn't go. So I'm hoping to plan that trip again and go back soon.
What advice would you offer an undergrad considering pursuing an advanced degree in this field?
To really think about why you want to pursue optometry, because that's what's going to get you through it. There's times when it can be hard and times where you're tired and you just want to stop studying and you're like, why am I putting myself all this pressure? You have to remember, this is why I want to do this. These are the reasons I want to go into optometry. So if you can, as an undergrad, really get a good basis for why you're pursuing what you want to pursue, I think when that hard times come and it's harder to study and harder to get through the days, to be like, no, I'm going to do this because this is my dream, these are my goals, and this is why I want to do it. Because if you don't have a good basis, I think you're going to lose yourself in the stress that it does come with the program.
To learn more about Salus University's programs, visit salus.edu/academics.